was getting a perm one day, and then my sister.
What kind of change is that, I wonder? Hold up. Wonder if that's a physical change? Watch, my kids gonna raise their hand. Or a chemical change. Brittany? It's a chemical change. It actually alters your hair. All right? It goes from one texture to the next texture. But if you just put a piece on there, that's just a physical change. You just change the way you look. You can take that off. But if it's a chemical change and you dye your hair, that's why you have to be very careful about putting dyes in your hair. It has to grow out. A rinse will rinse out. But dye, it has to grow out. Because that is a chemical change. Yes.
I was getting a perm one day. My sister said go plug up the what it called?
The blow dryer?
Yeah, the blow dryer. And I went to go plug it up, and my hands was wet, and I seen some blue stuff shocking up. So I moved my hand. I'm like, and I told my brother go plug it up, and I was scared to touch it.
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you, you could die from it. You can get shocked so bad it'll run through your body, and you won't be able to let it go. See, guys, that is so important. Because you can plug in something and there's an electrical shock and it shocks you so bad you can't even let it go. You're just standing there while it's ripping and running up and down your body. And actually what it's doing is burning the inside of your body. It can burn you and come through your shoes. And your shoes are smoked, right? Your shoes, yes! So you can't play. Those kind of things you don't play with. I remember when I was a little girl, I didn't want bobby pins in my hair. I'm not kidding, because in the old days, you used to cut everything off. You used to unplug things and cut everything off during the storms. And our parents would just have us sit and be quiet. Yes, because that's how it was. I took my bobby pins out. My dad said I was exaggerating, I was going too far. But I did not like lightning. I'm going to tell you how I used to behave. But I didn't like lightning. But guys, anytime something like that, and you're touching things, you can't do it. Now, there are some other charges that happen when you take your clothes off. If you take a sweater off, you can feel it if you have something under it. You might be on a carpet. What happens? What do we call that? That you feel, and you get a little bit of shock. What is that called? Static. Static electricity, yes. Yes, and it goes zap.
And then when you do this stuff, it's like you go
yeah, but you got to be so careful because you never know what's going to be the result. You know those commercials that say, please don't do this at home. And they really mean, please don't do it at home. Yes, because it is a lifesaver that you don't do it. You don't play around with things like that because people have lost their lives by being struck by light. Give you everything. I should give you teasers so when you leave here, you'll say, wow, I want to read more about that. Or wow, I want to find out about that. Who knows, you could be the next person who come up with a cure for a very dreadful disease that's really running rampant in our country today. It could be cancer, it could be anything. But this is one of the reasons we separated you. Because guess what we found out? That first day you guys came in here, every hand was up in this room. And I bet you didn't notice it. Everybody went, yeah, I know it. Then we get around those guys over there and we go, I'm raising my hand. But they do the same thing. And so we see a difference. And we want to push you to become, go into the engineering field, to become a mathematician, because you can't separate math. You cannot separate math and science. And so we want to push you to go into that. And especially as an African-American female, it is so important that you look at this as a field that you can excel in, right? Now, we're going to make that ooh black. Actually, I'm going to make the ooh black because we're going to talk about the difference between whether or not we can have a chemical that acts as a solid and a liquid. And you're going to see when we do that. I think we did in the 5th grade. Did we make that? First grade. Yes, on Dr. Zeus night. See, I remember that. So we're going to make that because we're going to want to find out what is it that reacts as a liquid and a solid at the same time. And what do scientists call that particular chemical or that element? And what is it that causes it? So we're going to decide.
She passed it out to everybody. I'm not.
Liquid. I learned about liquid. I learned about the different types of matters and how we can classify them.
What did you learn today?
I learned about matter.
It's solid.
What about you?
Today I learned about the distance and how they can be classified.
Speak up.
Today I learned
about how to classify matter and what something sounds like or smells like.
About matter.
I learned what solid, liquid, and gases.